open the Recreation Commission meeting for Wednesday, March 27th at 4:52 PM. Thanks, everybody, for coming. First on our item is discussion and vote on the state grant for recreational purposes and maybe spending of our 2024 fiscal year Recreation Commission budget. So in your packet there is some quotes I got from both the baseball and soccer program. So the first quote there from Brian LaValle is for the roofs, I believe. So that's $3,900. And then the quote from Koopman, the first page is a little bit blurry. I believe that's 85 and change. That's for the boards for the wall, pressure treated boards. And then the quote behind it for 680 is stuff, I believe that's the paint, the green paint from Koopman's as well. Okay. And finally, the last one from Moore Landscape, that's from the youth soccer down at the VFW field. So they decided to get rid of the netting. They just decided they're going to have to replace that every 7 or 8 years if they do that. So they're just going to put an 8-foot fence behind both goals, kind of extend those one that goes parallel to the parking road, I guess it is. And they're going to extend it. That'll capture, 75% of the balls that go past the goal, and it'll be a more permanent solution. So there's a quote there for $5,500. So those is what I received. I don't know if anyone else has any ideas or has talked to anybody. I haven't either. We can go through with approving that amount. I added the total up. I think we got to 18 or 19 grand between the proposals we have here with us today.
Do you know which two roofs they're doing?
The upper field.
Is lower fine?
Well, it's going to need it at some point, but at least we're starting, in my opinion, And I would just ask that whoever does the work, they get whatever permits we need for the roof, and I don't know if there's one needed for the fence work, but,
Okay.
just as a reminder, that's
Yep.
all.
I don't mind that.
And any, I believe, town-owned stuff, I don't believe there's a fee for the permits, but.
Okay, so if,
We have a total, we can make a motion that way, or you want to
yeah,
do
we
one at a
could probably
time?
do it individually.
Okay.
Just so is everyone else good with moving forward with these proposals? Does anyone else have any other suggestions they want to make? Okay. So first, I guess I'd be looking for a motion to replace the two roofs. Let's go no more than 4,000.
So moved?
Second it.
And just to be clear, these are all through the state grant for 20,000. Anything we're talking about currently. Okay. So motion made by John, seconded by Jen. Any further questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. So the next, let's do the next one two together, because it's both the paint and the board. So looks like 8,500, and so maybe we'll say no more than 9,500 to be spent on paint, and I can't come up, what's the correct wording for the boards? Pressure
Pressure-treated.
Pressure-treated plywood. So I'd look for a motion to spend no more than 9,500 for pressure-treated plywood and painting for the walls at Soldiers Field.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by John, seconded by him. Questions, comments? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, last but not least is Moore and Landscape. Just do the math. I did 9,500. That's 13,500, right? If we do 6 here, we'd be at 19,500. Does that work?
Yep.
So lastly, we'd be looking for a motion to spend no more than $6 grand on the fencing at the VFW field, soccer fields.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by John, seconded by him. Question, comments, observations? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous for a third time. So that gets us pretty much close to that amount, to 20 grand for the grant. We still have, remember, an extra $2,000 to spend more than our usual, so probably 2,500, right? We usually spend somewhere between $2,000 and 2,500 on lighting of soldiers, so we have another 2,500 to potentially spend. If we wanted to talk about that, so if anyone comes up with anything, please let me know. We'll try to meet in late April or so, just to kind of get organized on that. Was someone in discussion on that now?
I don't have anything off the top of my head, but maybe someone does.
The only thing I'd throw to the commission to consider is maybe bolstering our 2024-25 budget to account for some manpower that's needed at our facilities. I'm not looking at 40 hours a week, but certainly maybe 20 hours a week for the baseball and softball season. The high school being down at Soldiers Field. In years past, it was a volunteer effort, and this year the volunteers look a little thin. I think people are working harder. I think people are in different stages of their life. It's a tremendous opportunity for the high school boys to play down at Soldiers, and we want the town to be putting together a strong facility. And I don't know the process. We're still in the budget process, so I don't want to wrinkle your finance committee meetings, but
Yeah, so I'm gonna reach out to Matt and Jean on what we approved. Maybe while in there, I'll mention that we'd like to increase the budget by $1,000 for next year. We didn't officially vote on it, but we'll vote at our April, it's not on the agenda today, so I don't think we can vote on it today, but in our April meeting, just so that'll still be before town meeting approves it. But so I think that would be okay, but if we wait till April, I don't think we can get it in, so maybe that's the way to go about it, if people think that's all right.
yeah, and as I'm thinking about it, the monies that we were to earmark in the next budget can't be expended this season, so
Right.
we'll have to thread the needle a little bit if we were to make it so for this year.
Well, we could do it as part of the 2,500. I'm a little concerned as how it's
Well, we
gonna...
would have to come up with a pay scale that, on the comp chart, find
Okay.
where on the comp chart
That's where the very
this person would fall, you know.
Okay. Just trying to figure, 20 hours a week, $15. I mean, let's just say he's making minimum wage, that's a 300 a week.
Yeah.
300 a week, so it might even need to be $2,000, right? It's 6 weeks.
1,800 bucks.
Could you get together with Jean on how we would, does this person work under the highway department? Do they,
Yeah, someone would kind of have to be a,
yeah, how do they punch in and punch out?
It
all
might
that?
be too late in the process, really, but I can certainly talk with her and see.
Okay, yeah, do we have to get that position on the chart for town
well, it would
meeting?
be,
Is
it's
there-
almost
is
too
there-
late this year, only because you have to advertise for the position.
Right. you
We just can't give it to someone,
Right.
obviously, you know, so.
Right. Is there-
There's a time frame, I'm not sure what it is. I know Matt would know that. And then there's a comp table, I think you could probably fit this person in already in
Okay,
place.
and is there minimum wage type
Yeah,
position?
there is
Okay.
a comp table, a spot in the comp table for this person.
Okay,
But I know there have to be some, whether it's on the town website, hung up here in the town hall, but I know there's a process.
so do you want to look into that and how that might work? And I'm not sure if, like you said, this year might be out of luck, but
Right.
we could probably put it in place for next year if we're gonna continue. Like the other question is, he's asked the athletic boosters to pay for a batting cage down at the high school. So he's gonna do that. I'm not sure, long term, if they're gonna be soldiers or not. That's the other stick in the mud. I'm not sure. I'm sure you've spoken to him more than I have.
Yeah, the rear view mirror, I guess, of let him do what he wants. I don't know if I see a ton of value in a batting cage down there.
Yeah,
But that's for the boosters. I will talk to Jim. I recognize the limitations in the short notice for what feels like a heavy lift for the municipal governance at this point, but I will remind everyone, we did at one point, long before me, have a $50,000
We did,
budget.
yep.
So it would be appropriate to,
We had 2 people working summers on all the fields and taking care of the painting of the dugouts and edging, and it was great at the time. Mr. Kelly up on Franklin Street headed it up, and he always had a high school kid with him. And it was a good process.
Okay. So, all right, so I'll start the process of trying to get extra money in the budget for next year for that. If you can work out the logistics on how do we go about it, and do we have to pose, I don't know how that works, you know. So we're gonna do it, so I guess we'd be looking for like 6 weeks in the spring, is kind of what we're aiming for, right? Mid-April to, maybe it's 8 weeks in the spring, I'm not sure, but something like that, right?
Yeah, probably an 8 weeks thing.
8 weeks.
so softball is done by the school, your fields?
It is, it's at the elementary school.
Yeah, so I've spoken with the school about lending, whether it's really just a matter of where you fall on a longitudinal, latitudinal line. It's not on town school property, it is on town property, just in 2 minutes down the road.
Right.
So there may be some support there. We'll try that again as well. But a lot goes into getting a ball field ready, as everyone
Sure.
knows. And,
We had a cleanup day at the elementary field today, picking all the litter that was on the edge of the woods and whatever, just to make it look nicer for the whole program.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a reflection on the town, so.
Sure.
Okay, any other items in terms of the budget anyone wants to discuss?
I do.
Okay, let's move to the meeting minutes. I've got a copy of the March 13th minutes in your packet. Somebody wants to take a quick read through? Somebody have a motion to approve?
The only correction is Hannah's last name in the minutes.
I got married.
Oh! When?
September.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Other than that,
The
I'll make a
last name I should
motion.
be using is?
Stevens.
Stevens, okay.
Other than that, I'll make a motion to approve March 13, 2024 recreation meeting minutes.
I'll second it.
Motion made by John, seconded by Jen. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And congratulations, Hannah. All right, last is topics not reasonably anticipated 48 hours in advance of the meeting. The only thing I have is the last page of your packet, there's a letter from the Douglas Open Space Committee I found in the mailbox yesterday. Looks like they are looking for volunteers for some sort of committee to work toward passing the Community Preservation Act in Douglas. I really don't have any familiarity with that act, but they are looking for one member of several boards in town, including the Rec Commission. So if anyone is interested, they can let me know, and I'll pass your name on to Sue. Looks like there's a meeting on Thursday, April 25th as well, for those interested. So, kind of an FYI, if someone's interested, please let me know. Anyone else have anything else, topics not reasonably anticipated? All right, if not, I'd be looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
A second?
Second.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by Hannah. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.